Hey everyone, how are you? Thank you for stopping by my channel, The Blessed Driver. This is Kaylania, and I appreciate you guys for coming. Now, I wanted to talk with you guys about some feedback that I have gotten quite a bit back and forth from not only my subscribers, but from other people who express a concern and an interest in to how customers respond and feel to negative feedback from the press and also here on social media regarding different app-based gigs and platforms. Keep in mind that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and so it doesn't mean that anyone is particularly right or wrong per se, because everyone has their own right to feel how they feel. But this is the great thing about social media, especially on YouTube and other channels and other social media networks, is that you have the ability to voice your concern and your opinion based upon your own personal experiences. There are some people that are on particular platforms that feel that if you voice your concern in a negative light, or maybe you're not satisfied, or you just want to talk about your experiences on certain platforms like Instacart, Uber, Grubhub, Lyft, etc., then they feel like it's actually taking money out of their pockets. I have heard people say that by doing negative reviews or speaking on your concerns about how these companies are treating the gig workers, customers may feel hesitant about even using the platforms. Therefore, they won't use the platforms, and which pretty much means that you won't make any money. Now, there's a flip side to that, because look at it like this. I have done plenty of videos and vlogs over the past couple of years about different platforms. And from my own personal experience as a vlogger, I just feel like it's okay to share your thoughts and your opinions. Now, I know some people may be thinking, well, if you're not happy on these platforms, then why do it? I'm going to get to that later on a different vlog. Everyone's experience on these platforms may not be the same. And this actually can kind of go alongside parallel to a job. For instance, it could be a major chain or a company that a lot of people work at. Many employees may not be happy working at that particular place. And then there's some that may be okay with where they are. Look at it like this. A lot of people in this world are either vegetarians or vegans. Now, there are advocates and there are activists that stand against people eating animals or any type of animal-based products, or even using animal-based products, okay? Now, if you do your research proactively, yeah, you will see that eating a healthy plant-based diet is actually better for you and also for the environment. Some people are okay with eating meat and seafood and dairy and whatever. That's their prerogative. But even if you do your research, there could be pros and cons to being on a plant-based diet. Even if you do see the results, whether positive or negative, that still may not necessarily affect how someone chooses to eat their food or how they choose to live their lifestyle. We can look at all the facts that we want, even though we see that a lot of people are going that particular route, and how they eat and how they live their lifestyle is totally up to them. Same thing goes for these platforms. I look at it as commerce, as business. And you guys have seen on the news how a lot of these companies and restaurants have been in the limelight because of racism or some type of scandal. Now, you guys remember not too long ago, there was an African-American gentleman that came in Starbucks to meet with a realtor about a home. He asked to use the restroom, and they told him no, while other patrons were allowed to go to use the restroom. It was videotaped, and basically he was allegedly discriminated against. And so Starbucks was under fire, and the CEO of Starbucks was like, look, this is not how we run business. Even though that happened, that didn't stop people from using Starbucks. And sometimes, yes, negative press can cause people's thoughts and cause them to feel a certain type of way about anything, whether it's true or not. Anyone who decides to put any information about any of these companies, whether good or bad, is going to be totally up to the individual to decide if they choose to use the platforms. And even if a customer says, hey, you know what? I see how Instacart is treating customers. I see how Instacart is treating you shoppers. And I'm going to stand in a fight with you guys and say, you know what? I want to fight with you guys. I want to stand with you guys. And I think that some people need to be grateful that a lot of us are actually putting information out there. And it's not just us as bloggers, but there are nonprofit organizations and unions that are actually standing in the gap for us to try to get us better wages, better pay, specific rights as an independent contractor. It's going to be up to the consumer if they decide to use the app or not, whether or not they see good or bad news about it. And as an advocate, I believe that customers do have a right to know how we're getting paid, how we're getting treated. Same thing goes for customers. If a consumer is spending money on XYZ and then realizes that the money is going somewhere else and not to where it's supposed to, they have a right to know. my passion is to bring the information to everybody to see the pros and cons to everything. And sometimes when you voice your concern and when you expose the truth and to show things what they are, it can actually bring change. Maybe it will and maybe it won't. But at least everyone knows and sees things for what they are. And that gives a person a choice to accept something or not. And that's totally up to the individual. I know that might have been a concern for many. But thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Don't forget to share this video, like, comment, and definitely subscribe. I see you guys later. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.